In this lesson titled Splitting Screens, we're in Workbook Lesson 08 and we're on the Worksheet tab Split Screen. A very useful tool in Excel for viewing different parts of a worksheet at the same time is called Split Screen. And we see it here in the View tab and the command here, Split. Split works based on where your selection is. Depending on which cell you've selected, when you hit split, that'll control where the split happens. Now, split is different than freeze frames because it gives you more control. Let's start with a very simple example. I'm going to come all the way up here to the top of column H. So I'm going to click right at the very top. So there are no rows above it. There's only rows below it, and I'm going to hit split. When I hit split, just to the left of column H, which I had selected, it created a split line. We can see it here as a slightly darker gray line. And the first thing you may have noticed, other than this line, is now we have two scroll bars. So now it allows me to scroll. You can see here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Nothing's really changed there. But as I scroll over here, you can see that this split screen scrolls independent of the other screen. So I can come all the way to A, so now they look somewhat identical. Now this can be useful because maybe I want to compare some data all the way over here with some data all the way over here at this end, and maybe that's useful, especially if it's a very large worksheet. So that was an example of splitting screen when I had selected the very top of H. Split screen is a toggle switch, which means if you want to know if it's on, you just look up here and you'll see that it's got gray highlighted behind it, which means it's on. If I click it again, you can see there's no longer gray behind it and split has been turned off. Well, we did that selection right up here at the very top in the top row. Let's bring that selection down a bit, maybe to here, and now we'll hit split. Because there was room above my selection this time, as well as to the left, it was able to split it in four ways. So it split it above and it split it to the left. So once again, we've got two scroll bars down here like we did before, but because there was room on the top, it added an additional scroll bar here. So now basically we have four independent views of the one worksheet. So on this one, I'm going to go to the bottom right corner. On this one, I'm going to go to the very top corner. And why don't I come all the way down here and all the way over. So here I see the very last row, 742. And here I can see the very top, row 1, and I can also see over here to K, or I can scroll that over this way as well. So they're all independent, and that all happened because we made a selection and then chose split, and it split everything above that selection and to the left. You can even move these. If you put the mouse directly over it, you can actually change where the split line is. So I can move it over here, and now it's split between C and D. And if I scroll over here, you'll see D is right there where it made the split. But we can just scroll them independently.